at almost, let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok. He was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like, you're talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like, this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl.
But yeah.
And to cut her throat.
Because she's white.
Because she's white, and be like, yeah, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No. They have to self-consciously repudiate that culture early in our church. The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people.
The number one offender type is biological fathers, but by far it is being done by middle-aged Caucasian men. Many, over half of them, college graduates. Many of them are educated, good jobs. This isn't just who we're thinking about. Like, they're technical savvy. And I think that it is time that we call them out. Like, that we can't stand by and stand back. Like, we have to stand up and say,
evangelical Christianity has always been rooted in racism and always been rooted in white supremacy.
Somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not.
With all of the evangelicals using Charlie Kirk as a martyr.
Call Charlie Kirk a modern American martyr for the faith.
Is due to the white supremacist ideas that he upheld.
Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception.
When I think white culture, I think genocidal, colonial, racist. I think mass destruction of nations, culture, places, and things, theft of people's ideas, people's culture, people's things. I think the highest rates of child sexual assault are white men. Bestiality is white men. In family incest are white people. But the list can go on about how you're using statistics incorrectly and just lying and being very racist towards black people while welcoming black people into your white church for white people and want black people to be white. It is insane to me that you can be and say you are a Christian and a man of God and be a pastor. You're a pastor and you're coming online and you're spewing hatred, racism, and just straight up fallacies about black people, all while upholding mass shootings, violence, sexual assault, mass theft, destruction. The list goes on of what white culture has done to the world and what white people continuously do to the world. But you want to vilify black people on your platform because you are reaching out to the sentiment of white racist people on the right in this country. Because, like I said, white evangelical Christianity is a form of religious extremism. And that's what's at the forefront and the top of this country. America is a religious extremist country in which white people get to be extremists. And it's just okay. You get to come on and espouse this hate, this hateful message. I want to drive home, guys. This is a pastor. This is a pastor. This is a pastor. So a pastor coming on and not being very Christ-like is not any form of Christianity that's real. These people are in a cult. This is a cult. This is a cult. This is why the Proud Boys, the KKK, all these people come out of this version of Christianity, because it's not Christianity.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. Guys, this is one of the videos that left me speechless. Like, I can't even fathom how and why a pastor would come out and spew this so much hatred. Like, I would think you would be more like Christ. Like, I don't even understand it. Like, black people literally live rent-free in their minds. And you're a pastor. Someone said there's nothing as hateful as Christian love. I just don't understand. Like, I don't even want to go deep into it. I don't even know what to say. I'm dumbfounded, literally. Guys, I still have more clips for you to watch. Stay tuned, please.
Let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black.
I'm not a pastor, but I feel like that would be a preferable scenario.
Would they be eligible for membership in our church?
Please say yes.
Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church.
Oh, thank God. I think the video's over now.
But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church?
Oh, damn.
The answer is absolutely not.
I'm guessing you're going to elaborate.
Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete.
How long do you think he was waiting to call black people Cretans?
They are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people.
Bro, you have a dead rodent on your face.
They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core.
Are we listening to this?
They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate.
We're going to talk about black people molesting children at a high rate. You're a Christian pastor.
All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them.
This video goes on for a while, but I'm going to stop there. I just need you to see what kind of things are coming up in this country. That guy that you just saw is this guy, Pastor Brian Suave. He is the pastor of Refuge Church in Ogden, Utah. And he's a compatriot of this man, Doug Wilson, a pastor in Moscow, Idaho. I say pastor, but it's like a cult situation, you know? And you probably recognize Doug Wilson. You remember Doug Wilson, the pastor that Pete Hegseth platformed a few months ago, who was saying that women shouldn't be able to vote? This is what Christian nationalism is. This is what Christian nationalism wants. These are Christian nationalists. These guys are only going to get louder. They used to be relegated to like little corners of the internet, but they are now getting platformed by the Secretary of War. Like...
All right, y'all, this is where we've arrived. This is not white Christian nationalism. This is white Christian supremacy. It's the idea that whatever white culture means is superior to black culture. How do they arrive at this idea? Well, one way is to say that Europeans have had the gospel longer than those from other parts of the world, including Africa. And thus those cultures have had a longer time to adjust their mores and practices to Christian teaching. So we arrive at a place where the idea is that to be a Christian is to not only accept the teaching of Christ, but to adopt a European understanding of culture. This is not that far out of the mainstream teaching in Christian America. There are many pastors like this one who are saying these things out loud and proudly, and this has only accelerated since Trump took office over the last 6 months.
So this person is they've chunked up things that Pastor Brian Suave from Utah has said, and like this dude falls underneath another dude that both of them are exactly like CK. Okay, white people, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to realize that every time you stitch a person like Brian Suave, like CK, like the other pastor dude, whatever his name is, you are validating the things that those heinous, racist, despicable people are saying. You're validating it. You are doing essentially the same thing as debating white supremacists and you're giving them a platform. You're sharing the horrible things that they say. And also, you are helping them commit violence against all the communities that those white men hate. Because you can't control the algorithm of the people who come across your video. I, as a black person, don't need to hear a white supremacist say that I am not a human being. I don't need that. That is violence. Just because this pastor is saying things calmly and in a studio doesn't mean he's not inciting violence. He's letting other white supremacists know that he thinks that we are not human. Therefore, giving them the pass to treat us any way they damn well please. Okay? The things that came out of that man's mouth are horrific. And you, white people, keep sharing it as a way to separate yourself from that person. And you're not realizing that you're, one, giving him a platform because other white supremacists are going to find your stuff because this algorithm feeds off of anger. A lot of people have their algorithms set for people they hate. So you're spreading his word to the people who want his word, and you're traumatizing the people who don't want to hear his shit. So, leave the white nationalists alone. The worst punishment for them would be for no one to know who the fuck they are. Leave them in obscurity. Let them remain little tiny ants in the world where no one knows who they are. Because all they're searching for is power. And every single time you take clips of the hateful things that they think of and you spread it, you are giving them more power. Stop.
What I would call black culture generally.
I need black people to really be conscious and aware of who and what they are endorsing, especially if you're a Christian. Because this type of rhetoric is how they literally almost exterminated all the indigenous people in the Americas and putting their kids into boarding schools. And then you got this whole rhetoric of unaliving the Indian but saving the man. This is how they colonized throughout the whole world. This is how they colonized our ancestors on the motherland, is through this doctrine, through this rhetoric, to make us savages and uncivilized, to create this rhetoric that we are inferior to them. This is some crazy work, bro. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments below, because this is a grief.
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you. I know some of you was raised in the deep south and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters. It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff. I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here. And God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting to hear them sit in a setting such as this that they're in and speak the way that they're speaking. You know, and let me say from the jump how I think it makes me even more angry. I think it makes me even more angry that they are able to reference black folks. Because see, I don't expect no better from them. I don't expect anything better from them. Just the mere fact that they can reference Negroes to get their point across pisses me off. Pisses me off beyond pissed off. Because see, they do that because they feel like it adds merit to what they're saying. And it doesn't. It doesn't, because it comes from a self-hating nigga. And I just can't stand black folks like that. I can't. You know, you sitting up talking about somebody demon-possessed. They're the ones that are demon-possessed. They're the ones that are demon-possessed. And I'm going to say it, and I mean it. See, since the day they stepped foot on American soil, they have done those type things. Okay, let's talk about it. See, your ancestors started you being the type of person that you are. All right? Started you feeling like you have the right to anything that you want. no matter what it is, no matter who it is, no matter how old it is, that's where you got that from. So y'all been that man on that train with that white girl. Y'all been that since the fruition of America. Y'all have been that. You've been that. See, you think you get away with it because you think that people believe the lies that you tell, like the lie right now in Mississippi. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. We know that y'all did whatever happened to that young man on that college campus and all those other people that just happened to be found hanging from trees. We know y'all did that. And just like you said in your video, he did it because she's white. You did it because they're black. Since the fruition of this country. That's why you do it. All the police brutality, all of it. You do it because they're black. You sit and you talk the way that you do now because we are black. You think it's okay to say what you're saying because we are black. You think calling out what the black man said on here about demon possession, you think that's okay because we're black. It's not. It's not. You took a single act, and I'm going to say this again. Y'all are so concerned about that one Ukrainian girl. That one. But you don't have shit to say about the over 100,000 Ukrainians that have unalived in that unnecessary war. See, that's how I know that your sentiments are not genuine. Because if you really cared about Ukrainian people, you would be upset about what Putin is over there doing, but you're not. You pretend to care about her because the man that unalived her, again, is black. You don't give a damn about them people. You don't give a damn about her. You don't care. You just want to flap your funky ass mouth. And yes, I'm talking to the pastor and the whoever running the podcast he's on. Yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I am, and I don't care. See, y'all got the goddamn nerve to sit on this internet and pretend to be people of Christ, filled with hate. All of y'all going to hell. All of y'all are going to hell. All of y'all are going to hell, right where Charlie Kirk is, okay? See, I'm not going to play games with y'all at all, okay? See, when your heart is filled with hate, you're going to hell. See, y'all don't want this hard truth. You don't want it. But when you sit on the internet and you say negative things, like what Charlie Kirk said, like what you said, you pass along mis- and disinformation about people, lies, you're going to hell. And I need for you to understand that. The fact that you call yourself a pastor, and this is the type of thing that you stand up in church and tell, you are responsible for all of those lives in that church. See, when the Lord comes back for the church without a stain or wrinkle, it won't be you. You're the one adding the stains and wrinkles. You're an apostate. The things you say is an apostasy. You are not a man of God. You're a wolf in sheep's clothing. You make the church look bad. You're one of the people that give Jesus a bad name, unfortunately. But see, that's why I'm glad that I know Jesus for myself. And I know that just because a man says something doesn't make it true. It don't. And just because you call yourself a pastor, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It means nothing. You and all them people in that congregation sitting under you, taking in all that hate, all y'all going to hell. Y'all know what you're doing. Y'all know what you're doing. Did you tell your folks that the rapture wasn't coming last week? Did you tell them? Did you inform them that the rapture wasn't coming? And even if it was, y'all wasn't being raptured up. Y'all wasn't going. The rapture is for people that live saved, not people with hate-filled hearts. The rapture is for people that love their neighbor and treat people how they want to be treated. So you telling me you want me to treat you how you treating me? Getting on this internet and saying that I'm pretty much a barbarian? That's what you want? That's what you want? Okay. Well, I'm telling you like this. The violence that black folks know, they learned it from you. Black folks are good at violence because they learn from the best. You. See, y'all don't have anything to say about your own violence. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that you will sit up on this internet and say just because she was white. That's insane. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. When everything y'all do to black people is because we're black. Everything you do. Everything that you do. It's because we're black. Everything that you think you're big enough and bad enough to do is because we're black. You sit on the internet, you talk nasty about black people because you know.
Guys, black fatigue is truly a thing. From the rage bait, from the race bait, like it's inconceivable at this point, right? Just like I said, I don't know why black people live rent-free in these people's heads. Like, why would a Christian stoop that low? Like, if Christians would do this way, talk about unbelievers. What would unbelievers be doing if Christians are doing such an unthinkable thing? Like, this is inconceivable in this 2025. Just like I said, all of us are winding down to the demise of this world. So of course a lot of things are gonna go wrong. I'm literally dumbfounded right now, and I'm not gonna even speak any further. So guys, if you have anything, please drop in the comments. Let's just understand this concept of complete dislike of another human being that did nothing to you. So guys, drop your thoughts in the comments and let's know what you think about this whole mess, because like I said, this is a whole mess. Please drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and also come back for more videos. See you in the next one. Have a blessed day.